Welcome YouTube to another video from Mr. Ben 809. Today I'm bringing you, as you can already tell from the title of this video, the top 5 Wii games. Keep in mind this list is my personal list. I'm not saying that these are concrete the best Wii games ever released, but they're the Wii games that I played the most, that I enjoyed the most, and that I personally think are the crown jewels of that particular system. Well, without further ado, let's get on. The first game is really special to me because I'm not only a fan of the game, I'm also a fan of the series it comes off of, and that of course is no other game but One Piece Unlimited Adventure. This game is phenomenal. It really sucks that this game was stuck to the Wii, because the Wii obviously was not the best system, really good games. This is definitely one of those games that got stuck on the Wii. It should have been ported over to a more serious console. But anyways, the Wii hit a home run with this game. This is the best One Piece game I've played so far. There's a lot better than games that came after it, like One Piece Unlimited World Red and stuff like that. This one just embodied the characters better, and it represented the anime a lot better than any One Piece game I've played since. Number 4 on this list is, and I hate to put this game on the list because it's on a lot of people's list, and but anyways, it's No More Heroes 2: Desperate Struggles. This game is phenomenal. What does hold it back is the motion controls, but luckily enough with this game, if you can see in the back, it allows you to use the other controllers as well. So it allows you to use the classic controller, and the one that I use is the Pro Classic controller, which is one of my favorite controllers, and using it on this game really makes that game shine. No More Heroes 2 had a lot of personality for a video game. It's probably one of the funniest video games I've played. It's a blast from beginning to end, and it's one of the funny enough, it's one of the only mature games on Wii that I owned, and probably because of the comedy. But yeah, there's that. The next game is an obvious one, and I was kind of thinking of even like leaving it out of this list, but in my opinion, it's the best one in its series, and it even outshines games in this series that came out afterwards. And that game is no other than Mario Kart Wii. I personally feel like Mario Kart Wii is a little bit better than Mario Kart 8, and not in the sense of graphical prowess or anything like that. Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe obviously look 10 times better than this game. This game is not even in HD. What this game does right is it doesn't overcomplicate stuff the way Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe do. A Mario game, you want it to be as simple as possible. You don't want it to be a Gran Turismo. You don't even want it to be a Forza or a Need for Speed or anything like that. You want to keep it fun, simple, and playable. And I found that Mario Kart Wii did a better job at that than the one for the Wii U. And one of the main reasons that is because this one allows you to use a GameCube controller. Now, I'm not really sure if the Switch version of Mario Kart 8 or the Wii U version allow you to use a GameCube pad, but I've tried other games on the Wii U with the GameCube pad, and pretty much anything that's not Smash Bros, it's gonna be a no-go. So I didn't try it for that reason, and The problem with the Switch has a whole different problem. I don't know if you can connect GameCube pads to the Switch, but when Mario Kart 8 did come out, when I did play it, that wasn't an option. And the way that you would play two players on that is to give a Joy-Con to like your buddy and you grab a Joy-Con. And in my opinion, the game's just not enjoyed in that way as much as playing Mario Kart Wii on an actual Wii with four GameCube controllers, or how many GameCube controllers you have. I found a much more fun and fluid experience, along with the fact that this actually has a lot more unlockables that I like. I didn't specifically like the way you unlock stuff in Mario Kart Deluxe. If I remember correctly, most of the maps were like already unlocked and stuff like that, and it was just too many wheels and different carts to unlock, and kind of at that point it felt like I should be playing a more serious racing game because of that. But anyways, without attacking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe any more than I already have, it is a wonderful game, and if you like Mario Kart, definitely get Mario Kart 8. But we're gonna move on with this list. The number 2 on this list is a game that died on the Wii and could have been, if they would have came out with a part 2 to this game, it would have possibly been one of the best games ever. And that game is Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Now, I'm a huge Versus fan. I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, as in K versus Capcom, all that good stuff. This is one of my favorites. To make things even worse, I usually don't like when they only give you 2 people. I usually like games like Dragon Ball FighterZ and Marvel vs. Capcom where they give you 3. This one they give you 2. This is the only game I like where they give you just you and a partner. I like this better than Tekken Tag Tournament. I like this better than the SNK versus Capcom series. I like this better than any of the other ones where you're only allowed 2 players. I think the system in this is a lot more fluid than any of those. And the best part about this game is, if you can see right there in the back, they let you use GameCube controllers. And I personally found it just as enjoyable to use a Wii Pro controller as it was to use a GameCube controller with this game. But that's a very good addition, or a very good feature that they added onto this game, because both the GameCube controller and the Wii Pro controller have awesome D-pads and awesome buttons, and this game was able to utilize that as a fighting game. That was important. If you're a fighting game fan, like Capcom fan, you have a Wii, been thinking about picking this up, this is a must-have for any fighting game fan that owns a Wii. This is, I can't express this enough. Not only is this my second favorite game on the Wii, this is also one of my favorite fighting games. Which, if you know me and how much I like fighting games, you know that's a really big statement to make. Now, before we get to number 1, I want to do a few honorable mentions that just didn't cut this list. Anything that you feel should have made, or that you feel should be in any top 10 regardless, you can feel free and leave it down in the comments. However, these are the worthy mentions. The first 2 worthy mentions are the 2 Zelda games that came out on this. The reason I didn't put these on here, it's kind of complicated. I think that these games were held back by the Wii instead of helped by the Wii, so I tend not to keep them on my top anything list, or a top Wii list, or top 5 specifically, because of that. I think the Wiimote controllers were a hindrance in not only development but playing these games, especially when you play Twilight Princess on the GameCube, and you see that the way it feels with a controller feels quite a bit better The other games, the other two games that were omitted were Galaxy 1 and 2. The reason I omitted Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, it's strange. Me personally, I like Sunshine better. Even in some ways, I like Sunshine as much as the current Super Mario Odyssey. I found that Super Mario Galaxy was another game that revolved too much around the Wiimote, and that's kind of why I kept it out of this list. It's just a game that I really didn't go back to that often. Even when we decided to play co-op was really strange in the Mario Galaxy games. Basically one person runs around and the other one just points at the screen. The other game I omitted, and this is the last game I omitted from this list, is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Reason being is that I think this game has one of the better story modes for the Brawl, but I omitted it from this list because I don't believe it's the best in its series. I know that's been said a lot, but just the tripping and kind of the slower gameplay as compared to Melee somewhat held that game back. You should definitely pick it up, especially if you find it cheap, but didn't make this list, unfortunately. Now, moving on to the number one game on this list. And this game is special to me. When I played it, I completely fell in love with this game. I believe this game is awesome. It's one of the best games. And I do think it was held back by the Wii, but I think the way the developers made this game, it even shined on that console. And that is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Now, this game doesn't have the feature to connect the GameCube or Wii Pro controller or anything like that to it. This game is simply Wiimote and Nunchuck. And that took a little bit for me to get used to. However, this game is it's the best game in my opinion on the Wii. It's such a huge, massive game. 1 and 2 offer different style maps that some people out there might prefer. As in, 1 has one really big map that's interconnected really cleverly, and 2 kind of did that parallel dimension effect where you'll be in a house or whatever, or a building in the hallway or wherever it is you're at, and when you go through the portal dimension, whatever the fuck it was, you go into a parallel dimension of the same place that kind of looks the same, or something will be missing, giving you access to an area, or there'll be an item there. That's kind of what Metroid Prime 2 did. Metroid Prime 3, however, it kind of did a few planets, and none of the planets were as detailed as the previous games, but as a whole, this game offered a lot more than those 2 other games offered. The voice acting in this game, it caught me off guard because I thought it was a little bad, and I wasn't expecting it to. I wasn't expecting voice acting at all, like previous games. But the voice acting was actually a little bit bad. Don't let that discourage you, because I know when I first put this game in and I heard the horrible voice acting, I was like, man, what is this? But it is a good game. Once the game gets going, there's few games that are as addicting as this one. This game, I would actually call it a masterpiece, and this game is the reason I am hyped for Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch, and can't wait till that comes out. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Down in the comments, tell me what you thought about my list. You know, definitely let me know if you know a fighting game that's better than Tatsunoko. Definitely let me know if what you think of Metroid Prime 3. Definitely let me know if you thought my list was unfair to those games that were omitted. Comment, rate, subscribe. You guys have a wonderful day.